Welcome to the FIA European Truck Racing Championship Round 2 in Misano. 16 trucks have made it to the Italian Adria coast. The last race in Spielberg, the round in Austria, saw the domination of Jochen Hahn and Adam Latschko, but now the cards are reshuffled. So let's have a look into the paddock for the latest news before race 1.
Thousands of fans flock to the circuit early in the morning to see the fast trucks in thrilling battles and enjoy the extensive supporting programme around the paddock. Jochen Hahn has come to Misano buoyed by his position in the overall standings. He tops the rankings on 48 points. Hahn clinched 3 podium finishes in Spielberg 4 weeks ago, a clear statement that he aims to wrap up the title this year. But Adam Latschko is chasing him. The Czech has amassed 42 points so far. The Bagheera driver won both Sunday races in Spielberg in wet conditions and aims to pick up where he left off. The Czech will be one to watch this weekend.
What I think about Misano, I think Misano is a really nice circuit. It's every year coming so many spectators, really nice weather, and I hope we make a nice result and we take a lot of points.
Drivers and fans can't wait to see Norbert Kisch's new truck for Tank Pool 24. Engineer Stefan Hernans and his team have completely rebuilt the Mercedes, putting in lots of effort and focusing on details to provide the reigning champion with a competitive truck. The 1,050 horsepower truck with a 12.8 litre OMV 16.4 boost engine has cost about €300,000, but Norbert Kisch dampens the euphoria.
It's running, and that's the most important thing. You know, we don't have any big games for this weekend. Obviously, other than that, it's to get it running, sort the little things out, because there are some little problems, but it's okay because the feeling is very good, and I feel comfortable in the car, and I can feel that it's already moving very good. So it should be okay. It just takes a little bit of time, but in overall, I'm really happy.
Another new rig in Misano is the Rheinert Adventure truck. Steffi Halm and her Women on Wheels teammate Alan Law want to prove that women are faster than men. It worked quite well in the first free practice session.
We just fixed the truck before Misano, so I didn't have time to test. Also, the truck was not running before, so we have to check first if everything is working, if everything is fine, because the truck is completely new. And yeah, but everything was working and the feeling was good, so the result first was perfect. I hope we can stay like this for the whole weekend.
Youngster Sascha Lentz scored 2 podium finishes in Spielberg, laying down a marker. But his pace in qualifying could do with a polish. The ambitious German is annoyed. We've only come 9th in the Super Pole. We need to sit down and work out why that's happened. We're aiming much higher than 9th. At the moment, I'm not entirely comfortable with the track, and I'm still making a lot of mistakes, but 2 hours from now, I've got to cut them out. 9th is okay, of course, but it just doesn't bring enough points. The Tifosi loves trucks. 37,500 fans want to see thrilling battles between 16 trucks, boasting up to 1,000 horsepower this weekend. The 4.5-kilometre World Circuit Marco Simoncelli also offers event areas, a fan village, tuned show trucks and numerous informative stands set up by the European Truck Racing Championship sponsors and partners. The beaches, only 10 minutes away from the circuit, are empty today. The starting grid for the first race. Adam Latschko will be starting from pole position. However, he was only 2/100ths faster than second place René Reinert, who turned in another good performance after Spielberg. Jochen Hahn lurks in P3 on the grid, and Steffi Halm, who has ambitious goals for the race, will be lining up alongside him.
Yeah, 4th place in the qualifying for me, it's perfect. I never was closer to the to the pole position since I was doing the truck racing. So only 2/10 the 4 trucks. I think it will be a very, very close race. We will see which truck will be faster during the whole race. Yeah, but I hope that we can go on the podium, so this is the goal we go for.
Lion Truck Racing's Anthony Janik and Truck Sport Lutz Bernau's Ellen Law share the third row. A truck racing legend will be waving the green flag today. Noel Crozier is a multiple French and European champion. All the drivers are fired up to give it everything under Crozier's auspices. The legend opens the race with an expert swing of the flag. René Reinert and Adam Lasko immediately start the battle for the lead. Reinert tries to get to turn one before Lasko, but the Czech's Freightliner defends the position. Hahn runs third. Anthony Janik overtakes Steffi Halm. The Frenchman misses his braking point going off the track, but gets back on without losing any positions. Adam Lasko is in the lead. René Reinert is following closely ahead of Hahn. Ellen Law and Anthony Janik put up a thrilling battle for fourth place using all their skill and ingenuity. Ellen defends her position for a long time, but Janik passes on lap 5, subsequently defending the place to the end of the race. Steffi Halm and Jochen Hahn have another great battle behind Lasko and Reinert. Halm occasionally sets faster lap times, but doesn't get through. Norbert Kish works his way up to 8th place after starting from the back of the grid, even though his speed limiter is defective. Kish has to make sure he doesn't exceed the 160 km/h speed limit by more than 10 km/h, which would mean his disqualification for the whole weekend. The Hungarian once again shows all his skill, exhibiting the potential of his new truck along the way. Adam Lasko is the first driver to cross the finish line, 5 seconds ahead of René Reinert. Jochen Hahn takes the final place on the podium, and Reinert is satisfied with his drive, even though he didn't win the race.
Yeah, I think the start was really good. I was already in front of Adam. Then the second corner, he touched me a little, and I almost lose my car. So I'm happy that I could continue the race. Yeah, after I was again on second place, and yeah, I find a good speed, good race rhythm, and yeah, it was a gap to Adam in the front, but also a gap to Jochen behind me. So it was a relaxed race.
Adam Lasko, René Reinert and Jochen Hahn make it to the podium ahead of Steffi Halm with Anthony Janik 5th and Ellen Law 6th. Then it's Jeremy Robinu from Norbert Kiss to get Kurba and Jiri Foreman to round out the top 10. It's been another all-action start to the weekend here in Italy. The next race is in the reverse grid lineup. The fastest 8 from the last race switch positions, and that means that Norbert Kish is the pole sitter. From the front of the grid, what can the multiple champion do now?
We turned out to be a little bit lucky to be here, but it's good because the guys are deserving it and the team is deserving it to be on front, but I'm afraid we are not strong enough yet to stay here, but okay, I will try, we'll see. But I don't want to break the car, so we'll see.
Jeremy Robinu lines up 2nd. Ellen Law lines up on the row behind 3rd. Law has contested countless races, and the former DTM driver knows what awaits her.
Yeah, 2nd row is a good position, but it will be difficult anyhow because the top 4 are very, very quick this weekend, directly behind me, so let's see what happens.
Steffi Halm is starting directly behind her teammate Ellen. She makes it clear that she has no intention of handing out presents.
I think today it was clear that I'm faster, but you know, it's not only to be fast. You have to overtake the others, and this is the biggest thing you have to do in the race, and it's very difficult to overtake with a truck. So I hope we can go in front, but I don't care if it's Ellen or a boy.
Adam Lasko starts from 8th. He won in Spielberg, starting from the same position, but in wet conditions. Will he succeed on a dry track? Lasko doubts it.
I think today is not so very easy because I start from number 8 and no raining like in the Red Bull ring. And Jochen, Steffi and Rene is very fast. And what I told, I think it's very hard work in front of me, and we will see on the finish how is the result.
The trucks head off onto the warming up lap in bright sunshine at 17:30 sharp. The race starts with action galore. Robinot and Yannick pass Kiss. Then Jochen Hahn moves up to overtake Ellen Law. And Steffi Halm is as good as her word as well, as she gets past Alan also. Adam Lasko gains 3 positions at the start and then passes Jochen Hahn too. Only Anthony Yannick is still ahead of him. At the end of lap 3, the strong Freightliner passes the yellow MAN. From 8th to the top, Lasko has done it again. Incredible. There's no breather for Yannick. After Jochen Hahn passes him, René Reinert attacks the Frenchman. But Reinert risks too much. They touch, and he heads into the pits with a puncture. Jean-Claude Labadie retires after 5 laps with a mechanical problem. The Frenchman will not contest the 2 Sunday races either. Steffi Halm prevails in the battle of the new trucks, passing Norbert Kisch before overtaking Anthony Yannick shortly before the end of the race. Lasko is the first across the line, ahead of Jochen Hahn and Steffi Halm. For Lasko, it's been another great drive from 8th on the grid.
Super pole first race first, second race also first. 3 first position is not really bad, and when I thinking, I don't remember when I have a day like here, and the position in one day, it's perfect. I'm very, very happy.
Anthony Yannick receives a time penalty for pushing René Reinert and drops back to 11th place. That puts Norbert Kisch up to 4th, with Gerd Korber 5th ahead of youngster Sascha Lentz in 6th. But the top 3, Adam Lasko, the race winner again, from Jochen Hahn, with Steffi Halm in 3rd place. The first day is over, but that does not mean the action around the Misano World Circuit is finished.
Here we are in the fan village of ETRC. The big trucks not only show big action on the racetrack, but also in the paddock. Truck racing means the spectators have a very close contact to everybody, to the teams, to the drivers. And so we have some autograph sessions of all the drivers every day in the fan village. We have all the partners of ETRC to present themselves in this fan village, and a lot of fun for the spectators as well, like slot car racing, simulator driving, etc., etc. So very, very good package for the spectators in ETRC.
The second race day brings changeable weather and thus highly variable track conditions. René Reinert is unlucky. His steering breaks in qualifying and his truck ends up in the gravel. Qualifying is interrupted for 20 minutes and Reinert will start the race from the back of the grid. Rain sets in shortly before the start. Ideal conditions for rain master Adam Lasko, who aims to collect a few more trophies.
Yeah, from yesterday we have a 4 trophy, 2 from me and 2 for team. And today we will see, because I have now pole position. It's a little bit raining, it's a little bit wet everywhere. And we will see how happened in the first race, and after on the second race. I hope we collect more.
Adam Lasko secures pole position once again. Jochen Hahn is alongside him, second on the grid. Steffi Halm will start third and Norbert Kisch shares the second row with her. Sascha Lentz and Anthony Yannick, with good prospects, are on the third row, but the German Lentz has mixed feelings. Yes, I think it was evident we struggled in the rain in Austria. We've modified the truck a lot for the rain. We'll have to see how the race goes. There are 2 warm-up laps for safety reasons. The race starts under yellow flags, overtaking being prohibited on the first lap. The action kicks off on lap 2. Hahn aims to finally wrap up a win, chasing Adam Lasko and lurking for a mistake. Behind them, Steffi Halm and Norbert Kiss are involved in a battle, but the German misses her braking point. Kish escapes. Steffi Halm struggles on the wet track and Anthony Janik overtakes her. Sascha Lentz tries to do the same, taking his truck to the limit and beyond. He goes off the road, falling behind René Reinert and Gert Kurber. An absorbing battle between Hahn and Lasco reigns at the top. The German occasionally sets faster lap times, but doesn't pass Lasco. Lasco wraps up a treble this weekend with a start-to-finish victory. Jochen Hahn finishes second, followed by Norbert Kish in third. The tank pool team, though, had technical problems before the race, so that podium is all the sweeter. Kish is a happy man.
I'm feeling really happy that we could come to the podium so soon. Okay, the rain helped us a little bit, but I mean, the team deserves it really much, and the guys in the team working all day and night in the past couple of months. I mean, they just deserve this podium and this good result. So I'm really happy that we could make this possible, and I hope that we can keep it up. I mean, there's still a lot of work to do, but I'm happy to see the guys again.
Adam Lasco takes the championship lead after his third victory, even though his setup was allegedly not perfect.
And now it's not so very easy because Jochen all time is behind me and he waits for when I make mistake, but I don't make mistake. No make before the start, don't make a good setup. Small mistake, but I hope for the next race we make a range and it's perfect.
The classification at the end of race 3 sees Adam Lasco the winner, ahead of Jochen Hahn with Norbert Kish third, Anthony Janik fourth from Steffi Halm, and René Reinert from the back of the grid up to sixth. Gert Kurber seventh, and Sascha Lentz is eighth. Once again, rain affected the second day of the European Truck Racing Championship here at Misano. A torrential downpour sets in after race 3, and all of a sudden the paddock is underwater. It's time to go into the dry and visit race control. Tony Idden has been an FIA race director for 17 years, and taking charge of truck races is always very special to him.
Trucks is a relatively easy formula. It's a good, friendly atmosphere. It's like a family, really, and it's attracting a lot of spectators. It's now the second biggest spectator attendance, I think, behind Formula One.
Most races involve lots of action. Crashes are to be expected in truck races. The stewards have to decide who bears the blame, but Tony Idden's job is to advise the stewards. His views are usually spot on, even though the task is tricky.
Quite a lot of our drivers are ex-touring car drivers. Obviously, trucks are bigger. There's a lot more kinetic energy, but we have a speed limit on trucks. They're limited to 160 kilometers an hour. Also, a lot of respect between drivers, because they realize if there's going to be an accident, it will be a strong accident. At every circuit, I have a good team, usually a national team. So I go, people I've worked with for many years. A lot of respect again for the clerk of the course and his people. So they actually do most of it and I just oversee what's happening. And then I work with the stewards. Within the regulations there are certain things I can do. I can actually give penalties in relation to speed, etc. If it's a situation like that, I get all the information together and I pass it across to the stewards. They sit as an independent judicial body, so they actually look at the TV and the filming and decide, you know, with the official reports, whether they're going to make a penalty or not.
Back to the track. The rain disappears as quickly as it came. The track begins to dry before the fourth race. The reverse grid principle applies once again. Sascha Lentz, who finished 8th in race 3, is the pole sitter for the first time in his life. The youngster is visibly excited. Conny Hahn, father of Jochen Hahn and founder of Hahn Racing, is on the grid to encourage him. We're on good terms with Team Hahn, so I'm all the happier to receive some good advice before the race here. Surprisingly, Steffi Halm starts from second alongside Sascha Lenz. Gert Korber was supposed to start from this position, but he lost 2 places for pushing Sascha Lenz in the previous race.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused because the starting grid was different to the way I thought. So now we are in the first row, but I know how Sascha drives, and I know that he will always be fair. So for sure we will have a nice fight. I hope I can be fast enough to fight with him, because in the first race I didn't feel really comfortable in the wet condition. But I think now the track is getting drier and drier, so for the end should be good.
René Reinert is on his own on the 3rd row of the grid. Everyone is waiting for Norbert Kisch, but he has technical problems and has to start from the pit lane. Sascha Lenz reaches the first corner, feeling huge pressure from the stars around him. The drivers behind him are fighting for every centimetre. It's a real scrum through the first few corners, but everybody gets through safely. At turn 13, following the long straight, Lenz slides off the track. Steffi Halm, Anthony Janik and Jochen Hahn all pass him. Jochen Hahn has fought his way up to 3rd place. Only Anthony Janik and Steffi Halm are still between him and his yearned-for first victory of the weekend. His impatience is understandable. His opponents stubbornly refuse to let him pass. Behind Hahn, his teammate René Reinert is fighting treble winner Adam Lasko, slowing him down. Sascha Lenz's onboard camera records the whole battle. It's a practical lesson and thrilling entertainment all at the same time. Hahn finally passes Anthony Janik in the Tramonto turn, now chasing Steffi Halm for the lead. They fight for 2 more laps, but then Jochen Hahn prevails, passing Halm on the inside with a bold manoeuvre. René Reinert and Anthony Janik will not make friends this weekend, sadly. Their battles from the previous races have reached their climax. They fight for every centimetre, lap after lap. And lurking behind them as they lean on one another is Adam Lasko. He's hoping to buy into the battle if any drama befalls Janik or Reinert up the road ahead of him. The trucks are looking very second-hand. Race director Tony Idden will caution them for their manoeuvres after the race, but no penalty is given. There are no further changes in the order before the checkered flag, meaning Jochen Hahn wins the race. Steffi Halm finishes 2nd, with Anthony Janik 3rd from René Reinert. It's a surprise, even for Hahn and Halm.
In the beginning, before the start, I have a bad feeling when we miss Norbert in the start grid. So from this side, Adam is in a good position to make a lot of places good on the start, but he loses a little bit on the start and he sleep, and I overtake him directly. So after this, I go without contact to the first position. I'm very happy.
Never sleep when you drive against Jochen.
Yes, that's it.
What can I say? You know, we come here, we didn't know how the truck will be. We knew normally it should be good, but if you make a little mistake, the truck is not running. So we had, I think 4 perfect races the whole weekend. Today the best result, 2nd, 3rd yesterday, and a 4th and a 5th place. So I hope we can increase more so for the next race, but for the beginning, all of us are more than happy.
A result of race 4 confirms Jochen Hahn as the winner, with Steffi Halm taking 2nd place. 3rd goes the way of Anthony Janik, with René Reinert's damaged rig 4th. Adam Lasko, 3 wins, but 5th in the 4th race ahead of Sascha Lenz after his off-track excursion, and then Gert Korber in 7th place. In the championship, Adam Lasko has now toppled Jochen Hahn from his perch at the top of the order. He now has a 4-point advantage. René Reinert in 3rd is 33 points back. Then Anthony Janik, Gert Korber, Norbert Kisch, Ellen Law and Sascha Lentz complete the top 8. It's been another all-action weekend in the European Truck Racing Championship. And the show trucks enter the track to finish off a spectacular truck racing weekend, a scene which makes truckers' hearts leap.
This is it from Misano. You've seen 4 action-packed races, and the spectators here in Misano had a lot of fun and had to shelter themselves after all this rain. But nevertheless, now it's sunny again. Everybody is more or less happy, and I hope you are happy with the summary of our FIA ETRC races, and you join us again in 2 weeks in Nogaro.